What's up guys, Travis here with Every Single Sunday. Today we are in Tillamook, Oregon. We're going to be playing on the adventure bikes, and we just bought this brand new 2021 Yamaha Tenere 700. So I mean, 790's been a hot bike, everybody loves this thing, but this just came out. We actually picked this up used, if you can believe it. It has 130 miles on it. We basically paid full retail for it. That's fine with me. We were able to get one. Local dealer wasn't able to get one for us, so even putting a deposit on it. So anyway, 700cc, twin cylinder, has some cool stuff on it. Today we are going to ride this thing bone stock. Stock tires, stock tubes, stock suspension. We're going to do this really quick though. I started peeling these off earlier because stupid. Pegs are terrible. Those are getting replaced. And yeah, it should be an awesome day. I'm really excited to get on this bike. So I'm not going to talk your ear off. Today's video though, what we're going to be doing is going over this bike and getting a game plan on what needs to be changed. These are going bye-bye. We're going to go over to Rottweiler, pick up a set of these awesome mirrors for it. And yeah, I got about 1 mile on this, or 2 miles of road riding when I bought it. But yeah, I'm excited. So let's do this, get out on the trail and have some fun here. All right guys, here she is, Cockpit View. First thing I noticed is these cheap hand guards here. Those got to go. So some Cycras are in place for that. I actually already have them for the bike. Like I said, mirrors are going to get replaced with the CRG / Rottweiler setup we run on the 790. Love them. They look good. They tuck in. They're out of the way. And I got some pegs on order from Fastway. I got an Akrapovic, however you say it, exhaust system for this bike already. We have an AXP skid plate already, but all that stuff's in Southern California at the house, so we're going to ride it like this today and have some fun with it and see what this bike does bone stock before we tear it up. First thing we need to do though is I believe this ABS off-road. Cool, because no ABS. So this bike has no traction control settings. The KTM has 9 for rally mode plus off and on for street, so 0 on this one. Real off-road bike. ABS is either on or off on this. That one has on-road, off-road, and completely off. Off-road being front ABS but no rear. Works really well. I love it. But yeah, this is more of a dirt bike. It's a lot cheaper, and we're gonna have some fun, so let's get it. Oh yeah. So we are here in Tillamook, Oregon, I believe, a place called Brown's Camp. We actually haven't been to Brown's Camp, so we're gonna go for a little ride down the road here and check this out. Woo, this whole thing is shaking a lot. So one of the other things I have for this bike are some products from Camel ADV. We have their tail tidy kit, which gets rid of that giant rear license plate holder. And we have something called an anti-bobblehead kit that kind of braces this so it stops shaking so much. I like this thing so far. Alright guys, so one thing I already figured out is if you stop, I don't know if I turned the ignition off or just the bike, but the ABS came back on. So I'm gonna have to reset the ABS to the off mode for off-road here in just a moment. Get this ABS set here correctly. I think we have to be stopped. Alright, so back off, and then I'm going to turn this off and check it. So off, turn the bike back on, and ABS comes back on, so that's not good. Wonder if it'll do that if we stall the bike. So I'm going to stall it on purpose here. Alright, ABS stays off until you hit the switch, but wish that would stay off completely. Alright guys, so we are on our first single track trail here with the bike, and we're running stock tires. It's a little muddy in spots, so being a little careful here. Don't want to wash the front end out too early. Don't need to scratch the bike up in the first 5 minutes. Plan on crashing it at some point today, so Bo up front, he owns Ready to Ride Rentals, one of our good friends. You catch him in a lot of the videos. He's never ridden an adventure bike, so he's on my 790 today, feeling that thing out. That bike's outfitted with full-on off-road tires right now. Even has a moose in the front because we got a crazy event coming up next weekend, and I'm planning on riding that bike. Definitely need to raise the foot brake up on this thing. It is super low. It's fine if you're sitting down, but oh yeah, this thing feels good, guys. Doesn't feel as light as it initially did when I was on that first little demo ride, but it feels pretty freaking awesome. I'm missing the sound of my 790 with that full aero exhaust though. I'm on this thing, it sounds like I'm on an electric bike right now. It's so quiet. A little excited to strap on that Akrapovic system when I get back home. Sitting in my garage already. The handlebars on this bike also feel super high. I don't like it at all. I see all these guys put high handlebar kits on their bike, or rocks risers or whatever, and yeah, it's great if you're just going to stand there in your garage and check it out, but if you're actually going to ride the thing, you need to be in a little bit more of an attack position, and it just kind of throws you off a little bit. So this bike has some really big risers from the factory, so we might have to get rid of those guys, because I don't think a low bend handlebar is going to be enough to get the bar down here. What do you think so far?
It's not a 300.
If you get up on the pegs, like, it's super comfortable to sit, yeah. But if you get up on the pegs and let it move under you, it gets a lot lighter.
You know, it's actually real stable throwing around in the corners and everything.
Come on, tires. These tires are no fun. They're scary. I've had the back one step out a couple times on throttle already, and the front I'm hoping doesn't, because I doubt I'll get it back in. I've been running the Dunlop 908 RR Rally tires on the other bike. I absolutely love that tire. It's been good. I really want to try the Golden Tire 273 front in conjunction with that, because I think that front tire might be a little bit better for what I'm looking for. I'm going to turn this ABS back on. I hit the kill switch. So these middle-sized adventure bikes, guys, they are so much fun on this stuff. I've been a die-hard little bike guy my whole life, and I've ridden a couple big bikes over the years, but none that I really like. So getting on my 790 there, and then hopping on this now, it's fun to see what you can do on these bikes. They're super light for what they are. I mean, they're still 500 pounds, but they work so good. Alright guys, let's talk about suspension. So this is not the Triple S suspension that comes on all the Yamaha 450 race bikes. It's, I don't know, it's not Triple X either. It's not that sexy, but it is pretty good actually. I'm a bigger guy, 240 pounds, so as I start smashing through this, I can feel it bottoming out pretty fast. Now, talking to Corey up at Camel ADV, he said the stock stuff can be pretty good with some revalves, so I'm going to try that out. So that is in the cards, but still it's only a 200 millimeter system, meaning it's pretty short. So if you're comparing that to like a 300 two-stroke dirt bike, 500, whatever, those usually have about 290 or 300 millimeters. This is at 200. My 790 Adventure there is at 240 millimeters, 240. And if you get the KTM 790R Rally that comes with the cone valves, I believe it's 270 millimeters. So a little short on the suspension for this thing, but feeling pretty good still. I think I really need to raise that rear foot brake more than anything on this bike. Every time I go to grab it, it is not there at all. It does not feel safe or confidence inspiring. All right, guys, time to talk about the engine on this thing. The engine is good for this type of riding. It's a lot more luggable than the 790 is, meaning that I can drop it down in the lower power range. That hit hurt. The 790 doesn't like to lug. It wants to be over 4,500 or 5,000 RPM, versus this thing, you can just kind of roll it all the way down to the bottom and get on the gas, and it just torques right up everything. However, the overall horsepower number on this bike is quite a bit lower, meaning that if you're a street guy and you want some power to get around people, cruise on the freeway, it's not going to be nearly as strong as a 790 when you're at speed. This thing flows pretty good though, I'm digging it. Need to raise the shifter up a hair also. If you wear real motocross boots, it's a little hard to get under there. If you're a guy just going to Starbucks, you're sitting down on it, wearing your penny loafers, you might be all right. Oh man, these forks are terrible in stock form with my weight on them. And when they bottom out, you can just hear a big clang. But today we're riding this thing bone stock before we start setting it up, so I don't know any bikes that have not had the suspension done. So just something. Woo! Floating. Oh God. These tires don't like this mud holes. Woo! Front and rear wheel drift right there. If you're wondering about tire pressure, I'm right around 25 today, front and rear. It's kind of my off-road adventure bike setting. Works pretty good. Got to tiptoe through these gooey mud puddles with these tires. These things are fine for something light, but if you're actually going to trail ride, highly recommend swapping them out. Also, the rear brake is a little hard to get to. Not only is it low, but if you see it down there, the angle of it's pretty far in on the bike. I think it folds. Alright, still cruising down these trails. Whoa, almost lost the back end right there. This bike gets in and out of these low speed sections a little better than the 790, I think. I don't know, it's pretty close. I'll have to trade bikes here in a little bit. Tires definitely are in my head. I almost need a 790S to compare this thing to today. The R has a couple extra things, but it also costs a few grand more than this bike. Alright, so we just did a first little loop on the bike, our first off-road riding on the 700 Tenere 2021 model, which is the first one we got here in the States. Worked really good, I'm happy with it. I've been kind of talking about the shortcomings on the bike, things I want to change on the bike, things we will change on the bike, because this is my bike that I own, and I'm going to make it how I want to make it. So we're going to head up here to another trail and try this one out and see where this goes. This is so cool they have this build here for people. And until I get my AXP skid plate on this bike, I'm going to keep my ass over here. All right, park number one that's jacked up is this brake lever that was too low. So we'll bend that back and then we'll go ride again. I think we might have to go back to the truck for that one. The Todd charging through here. I don't know, I think I hit that better on the big bike. That one stopped me. Now it feels even lower though, so it's gonna be almost impossible to use. This mud is the scariest thing on this bike with these tires right now, guys. A little bit of pavement out here. Yeah, even on slick shit right there, low speed tractorability is pretty good on this thing with these crap tires. Yeah, with that brake lever bent, I need to pretty much reach the ground with my toe to stop. It does not, I can't even reach it, it's so far bent right now, so hopefully we can tweak that thing back a little bit, or hopefully another model uses the same brake tip as this bike so that I can actually find one without having to order one from Mars or something. Yeah, it's nice that we actually have a actual temperature, 212 right now, so bike's running a little hot. It's nice out today, it's probably low 80s, high 70s out here, so I don't expect the bike to be that warm, especially we're not doing anything too hard. So I've been talking about the engine and how it lugs better than the KTM. While this is not a comparison video, it is nice to note that you can put this bike in second or third gear. You can see second gear indicated right there on the Game Boy display. And the bike will just kind of cruise and lug and pull through here. On the 790, in stock form, this was first gear only, definitely, unless you're hauling ass. I put that one tooth front counter, or one tooth smaller front sprocket on there, put a 15 on from the 16, and it really helped out with the bike, but still, it's not that great. I want lower. I think I want to go to a 48 in the back instead of a 45, which would essentially be dropping the front two teeth on the KTM, not on the Tenere here. Although I do plan on going down one tooth on the front of this. Not that it needs it, but I might get in a situation sometime where it does. I just like that when you turn off the ABS, it says off-road right here. It makes me feel pretty freaking cool. Off-road mode, kill. I just wish you could leave it in off-road mode all the time, because ABS is gay. Unless that's not PC, then it's ABS is not fun, maybe, I don't know. Proper adventure bike riding. Look at this, like doing 40 miles an hour down a gravel road. That's what these things are built for, right? Maybe there's a Starbucks up here on the corner. I wish I had some tires. This would be so much more confident. Well, good news, guys. We got the clock set. That's a huge thing for me. Weirdest thing about this, and I keep saying this is the weirdest thing, this is the weirdest thing, I miss having my trail tech on here, my GPS. It's weird not knowing exactly where I'm at or having all the monitoring that thing does. So I have one on order. It's gonna go on that top bar up there. That's the plan. I've seen people put stuff down on the handlebars, but at that point it's just too far out of the visible spot for me, so I'll be putting it up on that crossbar with some sort of lock-on clamp. See what this tire does in some mud. Good? Come on, tire. This is what I'm talking about on some adventure bikes right here. Come on, baby, let's go. Bike is tracking through this stuff so good. This stuff though, at this speed, I wouldn't even want like a rally tire. I'd want like a Kenda Millville or something made for loose terrain. I gotta turn off my ABS again. I don't know why it's back on. Come on. There we go. All right. Fucking hate that. One, I can't reach my brake pedal. Two, when I was pushing it, hell yeah, man. That was so good. Get a decent one?
I mean, I can try taking a million pictures, but not.
Wow, that did not feel good right there, guys. Terrible, terrible bottoming resistance on these forks. Came over and just fell into a hole. Oh man, I thought I was going off the edge of the trail right there. Guys, lug test. We're in second gear, under 2,000. We're gonna hit the gas. Picks right up. Let's put it in third and do the same thing. Uphill, 1,500 RPM. We're gonna hit it. Stutters a little bit, but not that bad. If I tried that on my 790, the power doesn't even come in until about 4,500, and I'm geared down on that thing, so. Wow. Wipe the screen off for you guys on that one, huh? That is freaking bitchin' right there. It's pretty bitchin'. Anyway, got the bike over here. Let's take a quick look at this thing and see how the first ride's going. So we got these Pirelli tires on here. These, they're not very good. I'm not happy with them for off-road use. If you're going to be doing light touring, running around on asphalt, running some roads kind of more like this here, they're going to be just fine for you. But if you want to ride off-road single track, especially if there's mud, they are very scary. Nothing against the tire, it has its purpose, but this is not, it's not made for mud. Brakes, comes with Brembo on it. Really liking the brakes, working good feeling. I don't like that you have to turn the ABS off every single time that you hit the kill switch or turn the bike off. Moving up, haven't tried the headlights out. Like the shape of this. Hand guards are garbage. Mirrors, those got to go. Blinkers, will get something smaller. Skid plate, No dents in it yet, but we have an AXP unit coming. You can see how flimsy this is right here. That's garbage. Brake, we already bent that all the way back to the peg earlier, so you guys saw that in the video. Covers, this sticks out a little far, but it's not bad. AXP skid plate is going to come up and cover the water pump there also, so that'll be good. Exhaust, got the Akrapovic, however you pronounce it, coming for the bike. We have this back half of it already. We're going to have some headers here soon. Bike Bandit stickers, every single Sunday stickers, got to have those on your bike. We pulled the rubber out of the peg. I have some Fastway version 4 pegs coming from that. We also moved this up so it's easier to reach. Moving around to the back, same Pirelli tire that's on the front. Great for what it's made for, cruising on the road, a little bit of light dirt roads, but for mud, definitely slippery and making the day a little scary. So back here, we got a whole Taillight Assembly, tidy tail that's going to basically move the plate from here up to here from Camel Adventure, so that's coming. I think that's already at home. What else we got? Not a whole lot beyond that. We're going to change the grips out. The bars are too high for me in the stock position. They have these giant risers on them and it just feels weird, so I don't know if I can put something lower the way the tank's designed on this, but I do want to go down a little bit because standing up it feels odd. As for this whole thing kind of flops around a little bit. This all moves. So Camel Adventure has something that ties this bar to these 2 points right here and somewhere else down here so that this doesn't keep flopping around and driving you nuts. So anyway, Yamaha Tenere 700, T7, T700, whatever you want to call it. Awesome bike. Engine is amazing. I love the engine on this thing. It doesn't have a ton of power, but it's smooth, usable power. So let's keep riding and see what else we can find out about this bike. Ooh, wow, that was some muddy stuff. Gonna let the dust clear a little bit here, let these guys get ahead, and then we'll kind of run this trail a little quicker than we have been. Ooh, we just gotta watch out for the mud. Can't stop, can't turn on that stuff. All the bike wants to do is just keep going straight and lay down and die. Whew, come on, turn baby, turn. All right guys, so all in all, I am pretty damn impressed with this bike. It works great, it does some cool stuff. My biggest complaint with the whole bike is the controls. I don't like the peg placement. Actually, sorry, not the peg placement. I don't like the grip on the pegs. I don't like the foot brake placement. I don't like the shifter placement. Basically, just need to go through, put better quality stuff on there, move it up a little bit so it's easier to get under. Handlebars feel a little too high. Brake levers are too far out, even adjusted all the way in. Clutch isn't bad. I like the clutch. It's a little heavy, but to be expected on a 700. And the bike itself though feels great. The engine's phenomenal, the brakes are great. When you turn off the ABS every time you frickin' hit the kill switch, it feels really good. I like that. Power is super tractable. You can just cruise this thing. It lugs nice, it makes good power all the way up through the power band. It's a really nice bike.
All right guys, thanks so much for riding along with us today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button for the video. Share this one with your friends. We got a lot more T7 stuff coming at you very soon. Thanks for watching. Get out and ride.